Our journey begins in a distant past, at a time when the Green Lantern Corps was on the brink of total extinction. The planet OA has been decimated, and nearly all the Guardians of the Universe are dead, save for one. Ganthet, standing amidst the devastation, is the last of his kind. With every ounce of remaining strength, he forges a final power ring, his ultimate act of hope, and sends it out into the universe in search of someone worthy. That ring finds its way to Earth, where a young freelance artist named Kyle Rayner is enjoying a night out with friends. Stepping into an alley for a breather, he's met by none other than Ganthet himself. Without much ceremony, Ganthet hands over the ring, and Kyle instantly becomes the new Green Lantern. Surprisingly, Kyle adapts to his powers almost immediately, leaving Ganthet confident that his final act was not in vain. But Kyle's true test is only just beginning. Fast forward to the present day. Across the galaxy, members of different Lantern Corps are experiencing something bizarre. A Sinestro Corps warrior is mowing down an alien horde, but his yellow ring suddenly detaches and announces it has found a new host. Helpless and unarmed, the warrior is quickly overwhelmed and killed. Meanwhile, on Ismalt, a furious Red Lantern lays waste to everything in sight, only for his ring to abandon him mid-rampage. Unable to survive without it, he too perishes in agony. Somewhere else in deep space, a Star Sapphire is fending off space pirates to protect innocent lives, but even her violet ring leaves her mid-battle. She's saved at the last second by another Star Sapphire, Fatality, who swears vengeance on whoever orchestrated this chaos. Back on Earth, Kyle is flying by a construction site, catching the attention of a crane operator bragging about spotting a real-life Green Lantern. Unfortunately, the distraction leads to a near catastrophe as the crane collapses, but Kyle reacts in a flash, saving dozens with giant constructs of hard light workers. Just another day for this down-to-earth lantern. After the incident, Kyle chats with civilians, exuding the kind of friendly hero energy people admire. He even handles a kid who roasts his outfit, saying it looks like pajamas, with a smile. But the peaceful moment is shattered when a blue ring suddenly materializes and declares Kyle its new bearer. Moments later, rings from every corner of the emotional spectrum descend upon him. Red, yellow, violet, orange, all of them choose Kyle. Kyle instantly senses that something is deeply wrong. Before he can make sense of it, he's surrounded by lanterns from each corps, each furious and demanding answers. They believe Kyle has stolen their rings and come looking for blood. As they close in, Kyle realizes he's been framed. The Star Sapphire is the only one who pauses to ask how a single Green Lantern could possibly steal from every corps. Kyle insists the rings chose him of their own accord and that they're free to reclaim them, but no one believes him. Violence erupts. Bleeze of the Red Lanterns is the first to strike, launching a barrage of corrosive, rage-fueled blood. Kyle evades her attack, trying to lure the fight away from the innocent. But Arquillo of the Yellow Lanterns ambushes him mid-flight, slamming him into an underground metro tunnel. When Arquillo tries to seize the yellow ring, it retaliates violently, blasting him with unbearable pain, proving even he is unworthy. Above ground, Fatality traps Bleeze in a crystalline cage made from violet energy. She does the same to Kyle, sealing him in as well. But Kyle's green ring surges with unexplained power and shatters the construct. That boost comes thanks to Saint Walker, the Blue Lantern of Hope, who arrives not to fight, but to understand. He's been tracking a rogue blue ring and believes in Kyle's innocence. With Saint Walker's support, Kyle flees toward OA, hoping the Guardians can unravel this mystery. While in transit, Saint Walker speculates that Ganthet might have answers. The most puzzling thing, however, is the presence of the orange ring. Since there's only one orange ring in the universe, its appearance means something even more dangerous may be at play. When Kyle and Saint Walker reach OA, they quickly realize that something is wrong. The Guardians are unusually hostile, interrogating Kyle instead of helping him. Even worse, Ganthet has been emotionally neutered. The other Guardians performed a procedure to remove his feelings, claiming it made him too unstable. Kyle is horrified. The very leaders of the Corps, who are supposed to be impartial guardians of will, have stripped one of their own of his soul. When Kyle pleads for guidance about the rings, the Guardians grow suspicious. They don't believe his story and begin advancing toward him. Suddenly, the rings react. One by one, they slip onto Kyle's fingers, forming a set unlike any ever seen. Every emotion, hope, fear, rage, love, avarice, compassion, converges on one person. Kyle is transformed into something entirely new. The Guardians are stunned, unable to comprehend how a mortal could withstand so many forces at once. Kyle, now overflowing with power, tells them they've left him no choice. If they want these rings, they'll have to fight for them. What follows is a complete reversal of power. Kyle unleashes a fury of coordinated attacks using the full spectrum, manipulating each ring's energy flawlessly. The Guardians, usually unbeatable, are taken down one after another. As the battle rages, Kyle becomes more unstable. The power is clearly too much, and the burden of the rings begins to tear him apart from within. Blood starts pouring from his mouth, and the rings overload from conflicting energies. Then, without warning, they all shut down. The overload causes them to destroy one another, and Kyle collapses back to normal. Ganthet, now a hollow shell of himself, solemnly explains that Krona, the fallen guardian, once succeeded in using all the rings. But Krona was immortal. Kyle, as powerful as he is, was never meant to contain them all. The Guardians deem Kyle a threat. They revoke his Green Lantern status and attempt to strip the green ring from his hand. But the ring refuses. When one of the Guardians touches it, the ring fights back, injuring him. Confused, they realize something else. Among all the destroyed rings, the orange one still remains. As they inspect it, it mutates into a grotesque creature, revealing it was never a real ring at all. It was a construct. This points to one suspect, Larfleeze, the one and only Orange Lantern. Greedy beyond measure, Larfleeze never gives up his power. If he sent these constructs disguised as rings, it means he manipulated the entire situation. Kyle is skeptical, claiming that Larfleeze wouldn't give away power so easily. But before they can make sense of it, the lanterns from earlier return. Still furious, they launch another attack, this time aimed at the Guardians. Yet even combined, the lanterns are no match. The Guardians dispatch them with terrifying ease, leaving Kyle and the others crumpled in defeat. Just when it seems like the Guardians have secured their dominance, the real mastermind steps in. A titanic construct smashes through the ceiling, crushing one of the Guardians. Larfleeze makes his grand entrance, flanked by a horde of orange constructs. He looks down at the Guardians and calmly corrects them. "You don't own anything," he says. "Everything here belongs to me." Kyle Rayner was the only mortal to ever wield all the power rings. Leave your thoughts in the comments about this story.